If you're struggling with your sleep at night, then we need to talk. A lot of us find ourselves tossing and turning, our back's a bit sore, we just can't get comfortable. Jumping into bed feels like getting slammed into a wrestling ring by Brock Lesnar. It's just so hard to get a comfortable mattress, especially for me as a big dude. There's not a lot of give in a lot of mattresses, let me tell you. But luckily, Emma have sent me their new hybrid air grid mattress, and I have never slept better. Like, I'm over 20 stone, and I am feeling weightless. Like, I'm floating. Like, God is carrying me up to heaven when I sleep at night. And the secret behind it is their air grid technology. This hyper-elastic grid literally flexes around your body for total pressure relief. There is 7 layers of comfort and a 3-zone pocket spring structure, so it supports every part of your body. And the beauty is, it's the most breathable mattress ever. The air grid foam and the ultra-dry cover will make sure that you're not overheating and waking up all sticky. This technology is so clever, there's motion absorption. You can move, twist, sprawl, the mattress will not flinch, which might come in handy for some of you lads out there who like to get active in the evenings. And Emma's Black Friday sale is wild. Up to 30% off any mattress, and you can put my code in, The Pain Game, that's all block capitals, all one word, no spaces, The Pain Game, and you'll get an extra 6% off on top of that. So if you are struggling for a good night's sleep, now is the time to look after yourself. No excuses. And when you buy with Emma, you get a 200-night trial, a 10-year guarantee, and free delivery and returns. And also, they've got 0% finance. So don't wait around, because this offer ends December 1st. Sort out your sleep, and don't forget to use the code The Pain Game for an extra 6% off on top of the 30% they're doing for Black Friday. Welcome back to The Pain Game, and Devin Haney beat Brian Norman Jr. annoyingly. And Devin Haney fans, they've been rubbing it in my face for the last 24 hours. Oh, they've been letting me know I was wrong. At least about the fact that Brian Norman could win that fight. I really wanted him to. I think some of it was wishful thinking, because we'd never seen Brian Norman at that level. And Devin Haney just looked so terrible in his last fight. You've got to hope, haven't you? You've got to hope. But Devin Haney won. But does that mean he proved me wrong entirely? Fuck no. Definitely not. Anyone who's coming here for this video thinking, he proved you wrong, he really is entertaining. Were you watching the full fight? Because one knockdown in 12 rounds does not make you all of a sudden an entertaining fighter, by the way. Yes, the headline may look a bit better, like, oh, he stunned him, he smashed him, he destroyed him. But that's not actually what happened here at all. Shockingly. Because Brian Norman Jr. was on a fucking platter to be eaten. And Devin Haney still didn't have the balls to do it. So for those who think that Devin Haney has overcome his demons and is now trading and exchanging and he's a really brave fighter all of a sudden, let's actually take a look at what the fuck happened in this fight. Round 1 here, Devin Haney comes out and has no interest in throwing a single fucking punch. And at that point, I really was thinking, you're really not over this shit. Like, to not even throw a punch for, what, 2 minutes? It's mental. Like, you're supposed to be a world champion. Name one other world champion who comes out, just name one, who comes out and doesn't throw a fucking punch for multiple minutes. I mean, it's insane. He's there in the pocket, and he's just, every time, run away, no, nothing thrown. I mean, clearly his confidence at this point in the fight was still in major trouble here. And I'll save you the extra however many seconds it is until he finally throws a punch, because honestly, life's too fucking short to watch too much of Devin Haney. The one thing we can actually give him some credit for is the knockdown in round 2. He's still running away. He's still got no interest in exchanging. And he finally lets his hands go. And I think at 147, when he's not boiling himself down to fight much smaller men, one of the advantages, and he did throw a right hand there, is the power. He does seem to have a bit more behind his shots here, and Brian Norman Jr. felt the fucking wrath of it. And here it comes, the left hand and the right behind it drops Brian Norman Jr. and smashed his fucking nose big time. That right there was the best thing that could have happened to Devin Haney's confidence. And as much as people will take what I said out of context, at no point did I ever say Devin Haney doesn't have the talent to do good things in a boxing ring. I never said that. I said he doesn't have the mentality to do it. He has all the talent. That's not up for debate at all, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't know if Brian Norman has the fucking talent. I think he's a decent fighter, but I think he was in there with a guy who was a level above him in terms of some of the attributes Devin Haney has. I think he's he's quicker. I think he's got better feet. Norman Jr. just looked a bit one-dimensional and slow, if I'm honest. And I think Haney knew that coming into the fight. If you're going to catch a Devin Haney, you have to have extremely quick hands like Ryan Garcia does, because he's in and out. He doesn't want to trade with you. Now, as much as I like being right, there's some YouTubers who they just can't handle being wrong and they'll fucking make any excuse on the sun. I've got no problem in saying that was a fucking good shot. So Brian Norman Jr. is absolutely fucked here. His nose has been flattened. He's there for the taking. And Devin Haney at this point, I'm thinking, look, I didn't want him to win this fight, but if he's going to be entertaining, then great. You're actually giving me what I want here. And he goes for the finish, kind of. But he just doesn't have a fucking clue how to finish. That's the honest truth. I've seen grannies with better finishing instincts than this guy. Like, I don't know why. Because he was right there for you. And, I mean, he hasn't got a fucking clue, mate. And that should worry Devin Haney fans out there, because Devin Haney called Brian Norman a bum. Or if he is a bum, and you've got him so badly hurt, and he's there for the taking, and you still can't get him out of there, well, what's going to happen at the elite level when you're fighting the top guys then? That should be a cause for concern, because the best guys finish well. That is not up for debate. And again, he's just jabbing. He's just, giving up on it. Can't even barely land a good shot on him. Holding, and yep. That's that, really. I mean, little did I know at the time, because Brian Norman was so hurt, there was really no danger after that. Haney doesn't come close to fucking hurting him again. Nice jab, but I mean, again, in and out. You're supposed to be fucking getting this guy out of here at this point, mate. He's on a fucking plate for you. But one thing I did think was, well, at least this is going to give him the confidence in the next round or the round after that to put his punches together and to really put a beating on this guy and to transform the way we see Devin Haney. With someone that vulnerable for a finish, surely that's going to come. And it never did. And I think that's even more damning than some of the previous fights from Devin Haney, where he just runs around and jabs and runs and holds. You had a guy just there for the taking, and you still couldn't fucking even come close to getting it done. Let's look at the level of running and inactivity we've seen from Devin Haney in this fight. This is the very next round, where I was expecting to come out like a fucking bat out of hell. Look, no punches thrown. Nothing. Still fearful. Still running away. Nothing. What the fuck is going on here? Everyone's saying, oh, he proved you wrong. But he dropped him. But where you backing this up like? Because you should be putting a fucking beating on this kid, not running away again. What are you running away from, man? This is mental. And anyone who thinks he's proved me wrong, you better watch the fucking fight again. Because nothing of the sort has happened here. Not a fucking punch thrown here. One jab. Brilliant. Wow. And again, running away. What the fuck am I watching, man? This is the round after you've shattered his fucking nose and dropped him. Concussion, probably. I don't get it, man. I don't fucking get it. Don't know what's going through his head. And some of you out there might be screaming, going, well, he's taking his time. He doesn't want to rush it. Yeah, all right. I'd get that. If he was throwing fucking punches, he's not even throwing punches. So this is the following round. Haney's centre of the ring. He's got a chance to, all right, you missed the opportunity last round. Surely you're going to go for it now. Takes a stiff one, holds on. Man, I just don't understand where the aggression was, because if you're saying to us before and you're talking about game, the guy's a bum, I can fight him however I want to fight him, and then you drop him, well then finish the fucking job, mate, or at least attempt to. Just so scared to throw punches. And if it is, it's a single and he's off on his bike again. What am I watching, man? What the fuck am I... Do you know what I mean? People are actually fans of this guy. I don't get it. I really don't. And I know some people might think, oh, it's the sweet science. This ain't the fucking sweet science. Shut the fuck up, man. There's nothing sweet about this. All right, we'll go into the next round. See if he does anything differently here. Brian Norman Jr. on the front foot, despite having his nose shattered in round 2. Haney just scared to get even remotely touched here. I mean, just repeat what you did. Put your body into it. You've shown that you've got a bit of power at this weight. And instead, every little movement Brian Norman makes, he's fucking, oh, bloody hell, you might fucking hit this. What the fuck is going on here, man? Unbelievable. Right, we'll go into another round. I'm a glutton for punishment. And again, Haney just running away. No throwing punches at all. Brian Norman trying to pin him down. I mean, Brian's just not quick enough, unfortunately. And Haney has no interest in engaging at all. Just dancing around on the outside. No punches thrown still. Takes a jab right on the edge there. Again, just the mere movement. I mean, what the fucking hell am I watching, man? Honestly. And for people to say, he proved me wrong. Did he? Fuckers, like. Still just standing there, fucking every fucking little movement, just jumping out the way. I mean, this is just staggering. How long is this going to go on for before he throws a single fucking punch in a round, man? And you're letting this guy back in the fight. That's the maddest thing about it. You're letting a guy who was done in round 2 go with a decision with you. Unfucking believable. I mean, again, can you believe this? And then he's... Mate, I can't even fucking watch anymore. I just can't. I get some people might like him. I don't know why. I never understood why people like to watch Friends. Maybe in years to come, like with Friends, people will rewatch Devin Haney and go, he was shit, actually. He was. And I don't mean shit in terms of ability. I just mean shit to watch. Because anyone who's framing this as if Devin Haney silenced the critics. My point in the video on the run-up was, he has talent, he just doesn't use it to its full potential. I think this fight proved exactly that. And you can make a mistake like this against a Brian Norman, who unfortunately, he's young, and I think we got to cut him a bit of slack. He's 23, but he doesn't have the foot speed or the hand speed to catch up to a guy who doesn't want to fucking throw punches at him. The best Brian Norman is when he's getting there with someone who's game as fuck as well. And he didn't have, plan B or C. He's a bit one-dimensional, Brian Norman. I don't think we should completely write him off. He just doesn't have those physical attributes that Devin Haney relies on to run away. And they're going to big Devin Haney up now, but the reality is he should have put him to fucking sleep within a round of that fucking big knockdown. But he didn't want to. He let him off. And look, if you do this against elite level fighters, it will come back to haunt you without a fucking doubt. People can say, oh, well, you mustn't like Floyd Mayweather or Shakur Stevenson because this is the sweet side. No, it isn't. Floyd Mayweather and Shakur Stevenson do not spend minutes at a time running away like this. They fucking don't. Ever. Yeah, they've had the odd boring round. This guy could put a glass eye to sleep. But unfortunately, he couldn't put a fucking opponent with a broken nose and a fucking concussion to sleep. And even if you're a massive Devin Haney fan, you can't convince yourself that was his best. You think he gave his best there? Running away like that, not throwing punches for minutes on end. It's a disgrace, man. People paid fucking millions of pounds to this guy to get in there and fight. People paid pay-per-view to watch him fight. And that's the way he fights. Fuck off. I think in order to get the best out of Devin Haney, you have to force it on him and you have to make it so that he is in there with someone who can catch up to him and force him to fight. Like Ryan Garcia. Maybe Conor Benn. Conor Benn's got quick feet, explosive hands, and he can fight for 12 rounds solid. Is Conor Benn on the technical level of Devin Haney? I don't know. But my God, he'll bring a fucking fight to the bastard. Now, one man who does not need anyone to bring the fight to him is David Benavidez, who put on one of the most impressive performances in Riyadh season history, in my opinion. And I think we really should have known the way this fight was going to go in the first round, because David Benavidez really should have been wary of Yard's power, and Yard should have made him wary of his power. He should have put a dent in him. He should have given him something to worry about to get that respect. He couldn't do it early on, and that was his best chance, because as I said in the preview, David Benavidez slow cooks you. He piles the pressure on and you just consistently become a worse and worse version of yourself in there. So if you're at your freshest and you're a power puncher like Yard is and you can't get that respect, game over. It's done. And as you see here, Benavidez just walking forward. I mean, he's not completely irresponsible here, but Yard didn't give him anything to worry about, unfortunately, at no point in this fight. And one of the things that really confused me watching this was the lack of power from the way Yard was throwing. Like, Benavidez was whipping shots in. And I thought, like, the power difference between the two, maybe Yard might have it early on, and then the more Benavidez put the pressure on, his power would, because of his stamina, would be the dominant force in there. But Yard never, I mean, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, there's no torque in it. You're not planting your feet. You're not exploding the way he did towards Beterbiev. He's sort of punching while moving. Look at that. That's not Anthony Yard level power shots. No fucking way. And then when Benavidez put shots in, Oh, you can fucking see this fucking power on it. Yard needed to hurt Benavidez early on to have a prayer. And there's just like, it was as if he was fighting, thinking, I might have to go 12 rounds here. It's a bit like what happens when Alexander Usyk gets in there with power punchers. They're not fully committing the way they do when they know they've got a guy in there who, if they connect enough, will go away. They don't fully believe they can beat him. And Benavidez has a very similar mental hold over his opponents, where you've got one eye on the end of the fight. You were never going to win the late rounds anyway. Yard is notoriously not great in the late rounds. Benavidez is up there with Usyk for clearing out the late rounds. It should have been a 6-round, blow the load, go balls to the wall, and hope for the best. And I've got to admit, I think this was the moment where I knew he'd broken Yard. Like, he mentally knew, I've got your number here. He starts welcoming the punches on. Look at that. Come on, then. Like, Anthony Yard is a hard-hitting motherfucker. And when you're just like, yeah, come on, then. I mean, the demoralising feeling that must have been for Yard in there, who's normally someone people are scared to take a shot off of. And he's like, come on, keep throwing. I want you to throw because then I'm going to connect better because you've not got your hands up. And look at this. He does connect with fucking 18 unanswered shots or something. And I thought at the time that he had a hold of Yard. Looking back at it, I don't know if he really did. We're watching things live. It was hard to say at the time, but that was just brutalization from Benavidez, and I was blown away. And you look here at the way Anthony Yard is fighting with his eyes wide open. I mean, he is really concerned about what is coming back at him. He's not fighting in a flow state at all. He's fighting in panic mode here, and for good reason. David Benavidez is mauling him. And it's weird because their body types, I mean, one looks like the fucking Incredible Hulk, and, you know, Benavidez is a big guy, but he doesn't have that level of muscle. But it just shows that in fighting, it doesn't fucking matter. And then he just steps on the gas more and more and more, and he's drowning you. He's taking you into the deep waters, and he's drowning you. And look, Yard showed heart, he showed a chin, but this was just inevitable. There were two different leagues, a completely different planet. Fuck me, man, look at this. I mean, the power, the speed of those shots, to have the endurance to keep throwing it constantly. And this is where he really hurts Anthony Yard. Fuck me, son. Well done, referee. A brilliant stoppage. And well done, David Benavidez. You are that motherfucker. Like, you are the Mexican monster. One of the most entertaining killers in boxing. And my title on the preview, I said, like, he's probably more scary than fucking Usyk, this guy. I mean, maybe not, but the aura that he has right now, no one wants to fight him. I think with Usyk, maybe people can delude themselves into like, man, he's getting older, you know, someone's going to connect at some point. Whereas Benavidez, he's in his prime, he's getting better. You know, he had a couple of fights at light heavyweight where I thought, is he quite as impressive? That was absolutely outrageous. Where does he go now? Apparently, Dmitry Bivol has ducked him, which I'm not surprised, to be honest. Bivol, he's not the guy I think we thought he was. The way he's just like avoided the trilogy with Beterbiev and now apparently ducking Benavidez. As good as Bivol is, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's not a great fighter. He's a great fighter. I think David Benavidez is a nightmare stylistic matchup for him. Bivol danced around Beterbiev, but Beterbiev's legs were fucking gone. The knees were fucking gone. Benavidez is not going to stop stalking you in there, man. He's like the fucking Terminator. You can try and put a hole in him. He just keeps fucking coming. And the stamina and the speed and the power, I don't think Bivol is going to get his respect whatsoever. And I also think the injuries of Bivol, I think his body might be breaking down as well. I think he's going to do everything he can to avoid that fight, which is why apparently Benavidez is going to get up to cruiserweight next. We got to give him his respect. It's time that people start treating this guy like a superstar, because he is one. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Going back to Devin Haney, who should he fight next? Would you like to see him against Garcia again if he beats Barrios? Would you like to see the Conor Benn fight? I know Conor wasn't exactly impressed with Devin Haney's performance as he did this during the fight, which did make me fucking laugh. It was more entertaining than Devin Haney, that's for damn sure. And where do you rate David Benavidez in the pound for pound discussion? I think he was 8th the last time I checked. Bivol will be ranked higher right now. He's jumping out the road, doesn't want to fucking know. For me, they should be saying to Bivol, either fight him or you're stripped, because I'd rather see Benavidez clean up a little bit more at light heavyweight than just jump straight to cruiserweight immediately. Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to The Pain Game, and I'll see you on the next one.